Oh God, this might take a dark turn.
Hopefully. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Metal Remains Backstage. This is Manuel. We are at Inferno Metal Fest with Kim from Mol. Hi, Kim. How are you?
Hi. I'm feeling good.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
Even with the rain?
Even with the rain, it's not that far off from the weather in both Denmark or the UK for that matter. So,
yeah. Well, we are here because this is the weekend of the festival. Mol is playing tonight, and they have been very kind of giving me some time for us to talk about your music, about your fans. But first, as fan of music, what have you been listening to lately?
I've listened to a lot of Health actually, but I try to the best of my ability to be the scene kid as I used to and sniff out or seek out new music. So I think the latest album that I've been really fond of must be the new album from Nothing.
Okay.
But there's a huge amount of new music being spewed out. Yeah.
We have 3-4 reviews every week.
Yeah, so I think it can get kind of overwhelming. But setting time aside to actually, just listening to whatever I get recommended or that I get to see live.
Okay, good, very good. Now you're playing at Inferno tonight. This is a festival that is well known for being the extremest of the most extreme. So how do you feel about bringing some more emotional side of music to such an extreme festival?
I think that is our strongest argument for playing here.
Okay.
But I'd say, we're extreme as well, but we're extreme and we'd like to go from its dynamics. It's you want to feel all the highs and the lows,
like emotions.
Yes.
You can't go all the way in all the time, right?
Yeah, and this is the first band that I've played in where I feel like I can express all, the full emotional spectrum of things.
Very well. I'm sure fans feel as well your music. Your sound blends elements of black metal with the atmospheric nature of shoegaze. How did that musical identity develop for Mol?
Well, Ken Lundkleis and Nikolai Buseblatt, they were the ones who started the band. Nikolai takes a lot of time making demos that are, almost done, which means that it's at least easier for me as a vocalist to tap into, the whole emotional side of it and just, it is melodic. It is very much guitar music, which is one of the reasons why in a live setup we prioritize 2 guitars over
to have that wide sound.
Yeah, for my part, really coming into my baritone singing voice has been the biggest evolution for me as a singer. Yeah.
Okay, good. When fans tell you that your music helped them through difficult moments, how does that make you feel about it?
We were overwhelmed to begin with the reception of our debut album. So it's kind of weird to get to that place where you just keep getting surprised. Maybe it's because we have realistic expectations. That's one of the reasons why I feel I'm a big Metal fan. I really like our music.
You know all the songs.
Yeah. For some people, it might be like, oh, it's really profane. You're taking, all of the things that we have fond memories of. But we have a saying in Møl må godt, which means Mølles
But I need
Loud.
translation for that.
Yeah.
Now, being in the actual birthplace of black metal and the most extreme variants of that, I think not only in Norway but Nordic music in particular, Nordic bands which you are a part of that community, have evolved, of course. But how do you see that the fans have the fans evolved as well with the bands, or do you think it's a subset of the fandom that is more attached to the old ways of appreciating metal music?
I think in large parts after the release of Dream Crush, we've been really thankful to find out that a lot of people have caught on to that. We will never make the same album. We will never make a Your 2, which is, we mainly make music for our own sake, and it has to be something that I know Nikolai is really like it has to be something that he would like to actually put on and listen to. No fillers, all killers, Yeah.
And now, before we leave, we would like you to share with us one of your favorite backstage stories.
Oh God. I don't know if it's just a very memorable one. This might take a dark turn, but we did have a headliner show in our hometown with another great Danish band called Syl, and this huge door leading out to the backstage. And we were supposed to play half an hour from that. So the bassist from that band, comes full force from the one side, this really heavy door, and I come from the other one. Oh. And my eyebrow got, I was almost concussed, and it was just blood bleeding down, and we were like, okay, we're still gonna do this. Yeah, I just need
maybe a Band-Aid.
I have to lie down for a bit, but it looked really cool as well because it was just blood streaming. Yeah, and every time I meet the guy, he's like, yeah, I'm so sorry, really sorry.
Still
but
remorseful.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, guys. So be careful whenever you go to malls, shows. Don't push the doors to first floor to avoid Kim's having another concussion. You're not coming back from the next one.
Well, let's see. This is a Crowbar brewery, and there's a lot of steel and stuff.
If you enjoyed this interview, please like it and share it with your friends. Make sure to support Mole, going to their shows and buying their albums, and of course, catch them when they come to a city near you. See you next time, but until then, stay metal.